Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Emnix Plays Path of Exile Breach League Hardcore. For those of you who are not aware, today is the first day, or I guess when the video comes out yesterday, but as of this recording, it's Friday, December the 2nd, and today's the day that GGG has released their new season in Path of Exile. This season's going to be called Breach. You have the choice of playing in softcore Breach or its standard Breach or hardcore Breach, and you can also play the standard and hardcore modes. But typically, people play the challenge leagues. I'm going to be playing hardcore Breach. We are going to be playing a Marauder, Emnix Breached, Emnix Bleached. There you go. The original name. Let's get into it. The name is the hardest boss of all, but honestly, it's not that bad. Not that bad. It's currently 4:11, and what in my time, and what that means that it has been an hour since. Oh my goodness, an hour since the league has started, and people are already level 27. For those of you who have watched my videos in the past and have, played Path of Exile and have stuck around, welcome back. For those of you, who are new to this channel and are new to Path of Exile, welcome as well. Hey, this Twilight Strand looks different than how it was like before. So as always, when I play Path of Exile, I try to give the experience of a player who's not necessarily never played before, but I try to go through as much content as I can. And when there's time, I throw some tips and tricks, some Emnix tricks for everybody. So for those of you who don't know what Path of Exile is, I'm gonna give you a quick explanation. And people who do know, just bear with me. If you guys have been around for long enough, you know that every time I do a new playthrough, I pretend that the people who are watching are have never played before, and at some point, users eventually graduate from this channel and go on to watch the people like the Zigadays, and that's it. I don't know anyone else. And yeah, and so for a new player, if you don't know what this game is all about, Ground Slam, Molten Strike, Ground Slam. This is an action RPG, Path of Exile. You are an exile who has been exiled from your city of Orleans or something, and you are now in Ray classed. This is an island full of exiles, actually, who have committed crimes and have no way to get home. That's a general premise. That's kind of the story of how it goes. And yeah, and it's a top-down action RPG, sort of like a hack and slash, point and click, blah blah blah. And real quick, you have a stash over here. You have some vendors. The coast is where we have to go. Pressing U gives us our world map. Now, I just talked to Tarkley, and he gave me a skill gem. The skill gem is the Ground Slam gem. It is a red gem, and what you do is you put the red gem into a red socket, and that gives you a skill. So if I unequip it, it gets removed from my skill slot. I equip it, it ends up here. So I have Heavy Strike and Ground Slam as my two attacks for now. Do I want that to be my two attacks? Maybe not. So Nessa sells a bunch of gems on her second slot that you can always come back to see if you want anything in particular. I might want Fire Trap. I might want Cleave. I think I do want Cleave instead. Versus Ground Slam. I like it better. I mean, Heavy Strike is still an option. Mace, Axe, Sword, or two-handed weapon. Okay.
Greetings.
And then let's see if we can pick up maybe a decent axe. That's a pretty decent axe. That'll help us with leveling. 7 to 13 damage, or 2 to 4 fire damage and 10 strength. I'll take the strength. Can I dual wield? If I dual wield, I can't cleave. This is weird. There. Let's just use Clee for now. And I'm gonna try to play as if I'm a newbie, but at the same time, I'm gonna play relatively... I don't want to say fast, because I don't rush content. But in Path of Exile, a lot of times, you don't want to clear all the packs. It's actually more worth it to, you know, kind of kill the big packs and then move along. You actually get more EXP that way. So that's probably what we're going to be aiming to do. We are currently playing in Breach Hardcore, and what that means is Breach is the challenge league, and Hardcore means that if we die, our character just permanently dies. Let's take some life. So, you know, we have to be careful to, you know, not die, right? Because once we die, we have to start over, and I don't want to do that. This isn't a race, right? To me, it's not a race. To some people, it might be. You know, first one to maps, first one to kill a Siri, first one to kill the Breach Lords, first one to level 100. That's all fine, but for me, you know, our goal here is to just survive. This is the second hardcore league that I have played. And the first one we did relatively well, not as well as I would have liked, but overall I was satisfied. Hopefully this time around we will do better. Now for those of you who are not aware yet, my build that I'm planning on, I don't know if anyone's actually curious, but I'm going to tell you anyways. My build is going to be a bow marauder. So the marauder is sort of like the strength character in the game. He has access to a lot of life nodes. His ascendancy, which is basically his secondary class, has a lot of fire damage and armor and stuff like that. So we are actually going to be playing a Chieftain Siege Ballista build. No idea if it's gonna work. Hoping for the best, but I kind of want it, you know, I kind of do my own thing a lot of times, and I really wanted to play Siege Ballista this time around, with the added, with the quirk. Like there are a lot of Siege Ballistas out there. Let's be real, but the quirk for our build is we're gonna try to go for a Siege Ballista stun build. We're gonna try and pick up a lot of stun threshold nodes. We're gonna try and get the stun gem. We're gonna use Warlord's Mark, and hopefully, you know, we can maybe perma-stun bosses. I'm not sure, but I really like the idea last league. And last league we played a frost spear build, and I really liked it because we were able to perma freeze rares, and I thought that was really cool. It was like an extra defensive mode that was also offense, right? I really like that. So I'm hoping we can do the same thing, but with stun instead of freeze, and maybe make use of a couple more interesting uniques, versus, you know, last league where we kind of just went all out damage instead. Don't really want to do that. So yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully it all goes well, but you know, God knows, like, you know, things could go real bad. We could die in Cruel or something. So what have I done so far? I kind of just been talking. We walked over to the coast, we picked up the waypoint, and we went to Tidal Island. Tidal Island is where we're doing the medicine chest quest, which we just picked up. Now what we can do is we can actually exit the character screen and log back in, and this is like a free TP. This will take us back to base, and then we get a free flask. It's important not to take the life or mana flask, but to take the Quicksilver flask, because the Quicksilver flask actually gives you 30% movement speed, and movement speed is very important in this game. It gives you more survivability, it gives you more clear speed, and honestly, in the late game, movement speed is the biggest bottleneck, you know, to success. If you don't have enough movement speed, you won't be able to clear fast enough, and that's where people fail. Lot of people online today. A lot of people playing. Okay, so now we have double axes, so we're going dual cleave. It's kind of weird. I want to switch over to a bow eventually, but we just don't have proper bow skills just yet. And even when we do get bow skills, since we are a marauder, we don't have easy access to... Oh god, lots of people. Wait, these are these the same people? Okay. I'm getting confused. Who's whispering me?
Hello.
But yeah, we won't have enough dexterity on a marauder in order to actually use our skills. So hopefully no deaths this time either. Okay. But yeah, so we probably won't go for a bow. Switch over to a bow just yet, but we'll try to do it ASAP. Now let's switch this over to move only. Oh, I saw purple and I thought there was a breach here. There is a breach here. What is this thing? Okay, so this is the new challenge league. Breach. Basically, a breach opens up and stuff spawns for it, and the more things you kill, the bigger the breach gets. And then I don't know. But stuff is spawning. We're killing stuff. What now? And then bosses will show up. The more you kill, the better rewards you get. There's a clasped hand there. What the heck is that? Whoa. We got a splinter. Keep a breach open. Well, I'm keeping the breach open. And the breach closes. That was pretty cool, I have to say. Wasn't the worst thing. It wasn't... I mean, I guess over time it might... The hype might die down, but... Alright, I can get down with this. So you just gotta clear as fast as you can. And the more you clear, the bigger the breach gets, the more stuff you get. Okay. We got a two-handed axe. It's actually a really nice two-handed axe. As we will probably be able to do more damage this way. Now hopefully once we reach level 14, 15 or something, we can pick up a siege ballista. Oh shoot, how do we even pick it up? I don't think marauders can buy siege ballista. Will I have to level an alternate character? I'm definitely not gonna do that. Maybe I need friends to buy me gems. I don't know. Okay, so in mudflats, you really don't need to focus too much on killing things. Just get the 3 glyphs and then move on to the next area. This is sort of my racing strategy. It's obviously not the best strategy, otherwise I would be a top racer. But this is how I do it. Now, there's no need to rush, obviously. You know, it might be a race to some, once again, but it's not to us. We're just here to have fun. Not to say that going fast means you're not having fun, but going fast might mean that, you know, you miss some of the things that you might miss some things in the game. You know, a couple breaches here, a couple veil areas there, stuff like that. Chieftain, siege, ballista. Okay, so now we got the 3 thingies. Onwards. Mana on kill, sure. Alright. So far, so good. Let's keep moving. These things are actually really good EXP. So if you find a big pack here, they're worth killing. Only the little sea witch thingies, though, like the curse spawn. A league starter. I don't have time for 2 characters. It's not a league starter, it's just a character. And that's and that's the thing, right? Some people play league starters, you know, get a magic find character to, you know, really boost your way, get a lot of currency, and then you use that currency to get your second character, you know, get them leveled up faster. But since I play so little, I don't actually have the time to invest in 2 characters. I just play a single character and go from there. Siege, Ballista, Chieftain. It sounds terrible. I don't know if it sounds terrible. But it does sound strange. Like, he's right. And I am trying it out. Hopefully it'll do something. If not, you know, what can you do? We're probably gonna die if that's the case, if it's if it's a shitty build. But we're gonna try our best. And I mean, that's what makes Path of Exile so fun, right? You're just gonna make your own wacky builds and hope for the best. So I am hoping for the best. Now, we're not taking advantage of a lot of the Breach uniques, which is a little sad. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. There's another class panned. I need to get to it. Open, sesame. Oh, they do a lot of damage. Okay. Get quite a few drops, which is kind of cool from Breach. But yeah, there you go, Breach League. That's it. Thank you for watching. See you next league. New boots. We should probably put on a chest armor. The only reason I'm not doing it is because chest armor actually slows your movement speed, and I don't really want that. But now I'm thinking, like, does it matter? Maybe it doesn't. So for those, so right now I am doing two-handed cleave, and that's just sort of like a placeholder skill until we can get Siege Ballista. Problem is, I mean, that's the thing, right? How do I get my hands on Siege Ballista? We might be stuck being melee for like a long time. Either way, we have to get to totems as soon as possible, so... yeah. Alright, we're done here. Let's exit the character selection, go back home. And this quest gives us an extra passive skill point, I believe. And we also get a new skill. Ancestral Protector might be okay. It's like totem damage, right? Let's take Ancestral. It's kind of totems, you know? Okay.
Hello.
And then let's sell all this stuff. I'll actually ID the branch. And, okay. Now I got some stash tabs. Let's just put some gems away. Gems. I want Ancestral Protector. here. Okay. Now there are a lot of thingies in my inventory. And there might be some players who are going, what are those thingies? I guess I can explain real quick. So in Path of Exile, there is no currency. There's no gold. Instead, orbs drop in the game. And what these orbs do is they allow you to augment your current equipment. So for example, if I take this blacksmith whetstone and I use it, it says improves the quality of a weapon. I use it on my weapon. It gives it 1% quality, and it gave it a little bit of damage. Look at the physical damage. It improved by 1. So what a whetstone does is it, improves the damage. Now, notice that this item is a yellow item. There are 3 tiers of items. There are white items, which have no stats. There are blue items, which can have 1 to 2 stats. And then there are yellow items, which can have 3 to 6 stats. And by stats, I mean lines. So one line is 19% increased physical damage. Another line is adds 2 to 4 physical damage. So you can actually use these orbs as crafting material to make your own piece of equipment. Now, since there is no gold in the game, there exists a bartering system where, say you're trading somebody and they're like, I want to sell my Grimbane stone axe. And people are like, how much? And they're like, well, I'll sell it to you for 1 chance orb. And that's how you trade in this game. You barter based on the different kinds of orbs available. And there are different tiers of orbs too. Certain tiers are a lot more expensive and a lot more valuable than other ones, while other ones, like the wisdom scrolls, that's sort of like the lowest tier of currency. I guess the scroll fragments are the lowest tier. 3 or 5 of these fragments make 1 scroll, and the scrolls allow you to identify items. The portal scroll gives you a portal to go back to town. And so then those still should be pretty standard action RPG concepts. And if you aren't aware of what that does, leave a comment, I guess, and I'll explain it. I hope you understand. But okay, so onwards. We are currently level 6. Not bad. I am a little worried now, thinking about it. How am I supposed to get my skill gems? Like, that guy who messaged me and said my build was strange, thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of strange, because how do I get my skills gems? How do I get my support gems? And if you don't understand what I mean, real quick, skill gems are the ones in those gem slots, right? And skill gems, so these are sort of the key features of Path of Exile, right? What makes Path of Exile a different action RPG game than all the other action RPG games out there? What makes it different from Grim Dawn? What makes it different from Titan Quest, Torchlight, Diablo 3, so on and so forth? One of the things is the skills. So instead of augmenting your gear with these gems, what these gems do is they provide you with skills, as we have seen so far. I equip this cleave gem and it gives me the ability to have this cleave skill. These gems have EXP on it. As you can see, there's an EXP bar. It says 1276 out of 1,554 experience points. As you get more experience points, your skills will level up as well. Oh, my throat. Hold on 1 second, need water. Okay. And not only that, notice how these gems are linked. So there's a blue socket linked with a red gem. So you can get things like support gems. If you have ever played Final Fantasy VII, you can have a skill supported by other gems. So for example, I could have my cleave damage supported by added fire damage, or I could have my my projectile arrows or whatever supported by multiple projectiles, right? So that is a way to augment your skills, and it really improves the way you can just customize your gameplay. If you want to play a guy that's that shoots a bunch of projectiles everywhere, you can do that. If you want to play something where, oh, I like this skill but I prefer it on a trap, or I prefer it on a totem, you can do that as well using the spell totem gem. So okay, let's go. Breach open. There are 2 clasp hands. So do I just go about and open them both while killing? There's another hand. Do I open that too? And then do I run over here and open this one too? Oh, there's another one! Whoa! Is this what I'm supposed to do? Why are there so many hands? Are there more? Hands? Oh, there's another one! Oh, open! Yo. We just got so much loot. Alright, what's the strategy for Breach? Are you supposed to focus on killing them? Or are you supposed to focus on opening up the hands? Because opening up the hands seem pretty profitable. I guess the more you kill, the longer the Breach stays open, which gives you more time to open this stuff. That was... Come on, that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. Okay. We got a new axe, 17 to 28 damage. I'll take it. Life, yeah. A vest. You know what? Let's put on some armor. And we'll switch up the axe. 17 to 28 versus 15 to 25. Okay. And life. And what do we skill? What do we skill? Well, let's take some more life. Plus 20 life and plus 10% seems pretty damn good. Now, I really need to think about my build, so after this episode I might, take some time to really think about it. And plan it out, because I sort of winged it. Wasn't planning at all. So I might have to take some time to do that. And just think about, what's my gem progression? What's my level progression? This is one of those games where there's a lot of theory crafting involved. And if you don't take the time to do your theory crafting ahead of time, you are gonna have a bad time. And I should have taken some time, honestly. Path of Exile is one of those games where, honestly, it is a theory crafter's just wet dream. Literally. You can do... I don't want to exaggerate and say you can do anything, because there are certain things you can do, but they won't work. But you can try anything. If you want a melee caster, you can do it. I'm making what would typically be a barbarian archetype, but he's gonna be an archer. So you can have all kinds of builds, and they might not necessarily work, but sort of the enjoyment is in trying to get it to work. So yeah. Alright, got the life. What do we want next? Resistance might not be bad. Accuracy might not be bad either. And not only that, this gives us some dexterity, which might allow us to get a bow and start using bow's skills. Now, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, I have to go out of my way and level up, a ranger or something, just so I can get those bow gems. And what I mean by that is, each class is, like, how you can buy gems at the vendor? Each class can't buy all the gems. So a ranger can buy specific gems that a marauder cannot. So I'm at a spot right now where it's so early in the league, I don't want to go out of my way to shop online to buy, buy gems. I might have to mule some gems over to myself. So gonna have to think about that too. But I mean, so far we're doing great damage. Getting awesome EXP. Sure, we're not ahead in the ladder. People are like level 30 already. But, it's what, 30 minutes? We're in the ledge, we're level 8. Not bad, I want to say. Not bad at all. Okay, let's keep moving. So I'm probably gonna end this episode at the lower prison waypoint. That's probably where we take the break. Things look really good. The graphics and performance seems to be pretty okay too. I know a lot of people were complaining, oh, the server's crashing, worst performance patch ever. But honestly, I think it's a pretty mixed bag. You know, for certain people, it doesn't seem to work too well. For others, it works great. Like for me, I haven't gotten any lag. It seems to be fine. Now I know there are those of you who are new are staring at me and going, "Hey, well, who's this guy?" This is Haku, the armor master. He is an NPC that was added a few leagues ago. I want to say like 2 years ago, 1 or 2 years ago. And what he does is he gives you quests. You do quests for him, he gives you EXP. And as you level up this master, he allows you to craft your own gear. That might seem pretty simple, but Path of Exile is a game of RNG. And what RNG means, it means random generator. So Path of Exile is a very random game. All of your gear, all of your equipment, it is randomly generated, you know? All the stats are random. And what the masters do is it gives you a little bit more flexibility in getting your gear. They allow you to craft gear that says, you know, plus a defined amount to life, plus 10 to life, plus 20 to life, versus you might get a life roll on your gear, but you never know, you know? So what the masters do is they let you add 1 stat to your gear, which is pretty good, pretty important. So, you know, the earlier you level your masters, the better. And not only that, you need to master your masters. You need to level your masters in order to complete the challenges. If you don't know what the challenges are, if you press H, there's a challenge tab. Over here, there are 40 available challenges. We are currently 1 out of 40. At 12 challenges, you get the Breach Footprints effect. At 19, you get totem pieces to place in your hideout. 24, you get a Breach Portal effect. And at 36, you're going to get a Demonic Wings effect. We are probably not going to reach 36 as much as I would like to. But I am going to aim for 24 challenges. Last time around, I was not able to do it. And I was very sad. I regretted it very much. So I'm hoping that this time around, we can get those challenges done. Now, where do I want to put my next stat? Is the question. Well, I want to get to dual totems somehow. In order to get to dual totems, we can either traverse along this path. This is probably the fastest path. There are a lot of stat nodes on the way, which means we are gonna lose a lot of damage. However, we're gonna be able to get our totem build active faster. So how many points will this take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's gonna take 24 levels, give it, you know, 24 levels to get dual totems, to get Ancestral Bond, which gives us 1 additional totem. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 versus 24. But then I need to respec out of a couple of these points. Let's just go this way. I forgot to mention the passive skill tree. It's been 35 minutes and I forgot to mention the tree. Alright, let's talk about the passive skill tree real quick. Those of you who are new to the game, this is what separates Path of Exile from any other game. Really. And I'm not even being facetious here. This is the skill tree for Path of Exile. This is what makes it a theory crafter's wet dream. There are 7 classes available in Path of Exile. The Marauder, which is where we're starting here. The Duelist, which starts here. The Ranger, which starts here. The Shadow starts over here. The Witch starts here. The Templar starts here. And the Scion starts right in the middle. Basically, there are classes in this game. However, you can go into other classes' trees. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna spec all the way around and go up here into Ancestral Bond, which is actually in the Templars area. This is why we can make characters that, you know, can be casters or can be, what the hell? Can be archers and whatnot, right? Because we can go into other classes' trees. Ever since Ascendancy was released, I mean, classes have become a lot more specific. But yeah, that's the gist of it. So you can get all kinds of cool passive skills on the passive tree and make really customized characters. And so yeah, it might seem very overwhelming at first, but as you play more, there's always something to learn in this game. Basically, there's always something that's different, always something to learn, and that's really what makes Path of Exile just so fun. What the hell did I pick up? Driftwood. Okay. Where am I going? What am I doing? I'm doing me. I'm doing me right now. Some, it's over. Gotta rep that Drake. Gotta rep the 6. Alright, I think it has to be this way. Honestly, this is taking way too long. Typically, I like to record an episode and have it be around, you know, like 30 to 40 minutes. But from the looks of things, the first episode is probably gonna be an hour. I guess that's pretty standard, actually, considering, you know, based on past experiences, the first episode has always been an hour or so. Still. Alright. Oh, now's actually a pretty good time for us to show off our currency, or how currency works in Path of Exile. So I talked about it, but I never really showed it. So this orb here, the Orb of Chance, allows us to upgrade an item to a random rarity. So it can either get upgraded to a blue, it can get upgraded to a yellow, or it can get upgraded to a unique, although that is very, very rare. I have a new axe. It has pretty good base damage, and any damage upgrade would make it better than what I currently have, which is a stone axe, which does 17 to 28 damage. This one does 17 to 27. Let's use the chance orb on it. So we right click the chance orb and we left click it on top of the jade chopper. It gave us a piece of shit. It only gives us dexterity. So I'm going to use this Orb of Augmentation, which enchants a magic item, which is a blue item, with a new random property. So blue items can have up to 2 properties. Since this only has 1, it means I can augment it and add 1 more property. So now that we rolled a bunch of shitty stats, which will do nothing for us, I'm going to use this Orb of Alteration, which reforges a magic item with new random properties. So it's going to re-roll both of these 2 lines. And we got something that's kind of okay. Alright, good. It wasn't a complete failure. So now our DPS has increased slightly, because we got plus 3 to 6 fire damage. Obviously our attack speed is slower, but we do a lot of damage, so that's nice. Ruah. Hua! Maybe that's what it's actually called. Hua? Hua? Anyways. Return the spirit. We've been at this quest for like 10 minutes now. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. How the heck do I get back? We should make sure we continue to use our Quicksilver potions so we can, you know, so I can actually use the advice I'm giving. Let's actually, you know, move fast. So we can clear fast, so we can level faster, all that stuff. And that's actually a very interesting feature in Path of Exile, which are the flasks. Typically in an action RPG, you buy potions from the vendor. And you have to buy like 50 potions every time you go low. You drink one of your potions and now you're at 49 potions. In Path of Exile, you have 5 flasks that you can replace, you know, with upgrades. And these flasks are... Hold on. These flasks recharge as you kill more monsters. So for example, we have a large life flask. It consumes 9 of 30 charges on use, and it currently has 30 charges. When I use it, I didn't get to use it. This one has 20 of 50, now has 30 because I just spent 20 of the charges. When I kill a monster, I get 1 charge back. So this is one of those mechanics in the game where it promotes clearing stuff. It promotes you fighting. You know, instead of, you know, buying a million potions and just chugging it over and over, or instead of implementing a delay in how often you can, like Diablo, I think what they do is you can drink a potion, sure, but once you drink it, you can't drink another potion for 30 seconds. What Path of Exile does is you can drink as much potions as you want. You know, you can drink all of your charges, but in order for your potions to refill, you can't buy more. You have to kill more. So I thought that was a really cool mechanic. When I first started playing. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, Path of Exile has really taken the action RPG genre into a whole new level, really. And I really appreciate this game for what it has done for the community. And at this point, Path of Exile is probably most likely the best action ARPG on the market. And if you haven't tried it, I highly suggest it. If you are, and I say this every single week, if you are interested in action RPGs, even remotely, give this game a try. I actively encourage you to, and I hope you'll enjoy it. You know. Okay, what the hell is that? I see a hand. I see a hand. Click it. Oh god, am I dead? Are there more hands? I see a hand! Click it! Splinters! I don't know what it does, but okay. More hands? Look for hands! Another hand! Click it! Breach is closing! What am I gonna be this league? Siege Ballista Chieftain. Yo. I'm liking this this breach thing. It's kind of silly. What the hell is that? What? That is so awesome. His leap seems so scary, but it does no damage. But okay, Navali. Hello. So Navali takes your silver coins and gives you prophecies, and these prophecies give you added bonuses and stuff. That's about as far as I'll go. I'll introduce her later on when we actually take a prophecy. But just know that she is the prophecy giver. And you will meet her every time at this location, and I guess you have to fight that boss every time as well. Let's TP back. Now might be actually a good time. So once you meet Navali, she will be in town and she can start giving you prophecies. So if you talk to her, you can seek prophecies. As long as you have a silver coin, either in your stash or in your inventory, if you seek a prophecy, she will consume the coin and give you a prophecy. So you will encounter 4 necromancers with their undead minions and slay them all. Cool. Let's sell some items, huh? Yeah, let's keep the helmet. Let's ID this. And then sell it. The helmet is better than we had, for sure. And this ring, let us transmute it. Oh, more life. Awesome. And I'll keep an iron ring. So let's transmute this for some resistance. Okay. Alright. So the splinters combine 100 splinter to create a bleach stone? A breach stone. Now early on in the game, it's actually very nice to pick up unidentified boots for the chance of getting movement speed. Movement speed is very important early on. Gives you more survivability. I think I've mentioned this before. Is this better? Let's take it. 37 armor versus 19 armor. But yeah, look, we move so much faster, which means we can get from point A to point B faster, which means we can get from pack A to pack B faster, which means we will get more EXP over time. So that's why movement speed is good. It lets you progress faster as well. Very important. Try to get movement speed. Overall, there are a couple stats that you want to get or that you want to prioritize early on. I get a lot of questions all the time from people, you know, what are the stats that I should get? What items do I pick up? What do I identify? What do I keep? Early on, it's really hard to tell what to. As a new player, it's really hard. There are so many stats available out there. It's just so confusing. What you need to look at is you press the character screen, you look in your defenses, and this gives you an overview of what defenses you have. Defense is always really important, especially in the late game. The things you have to prioritize early on is life. So for example, my rings, you got to get some good life rolls on them. After you get life, you want to look at resistances. So here there are fire resistance, cold resistance, and lightning resistance. The resistance have a cap of 75%. So if you have 80%, your resistance is still 75%, but the maximum amount is 75% basically. You can go over the cap, but 75 is as high as it goes. You want to cap your resistances. It is very, very important, especially as you start fighting bosses and stuff. Obviously, in the early game, it's really hard to cap your resistances, so don't worry about that. But once you get to Act 4, you want to think about it. In terms of difficulty in the game, currently we're playing normal Act 1. There are 3 difficulties. There's normal, there's cruel, and then there's merciless. There are 4 acts, Act 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you complete Act 1 to 4 in normal, it takes you over to cruel, and then you have to complete Act 1 to 4 in cruel. So essentially, you're playing the game 3 times. I know there are a lot of players out there who go, I don't want to beat the game 3 times. Playing the same story over and over is repetitive. Just remember, the Path of Exile is not a story-based game, and if you're trying to play it based on the story, you have come to the wrong game. There does exist some story, but it's fragmented throughout the world of Path of Exile. Honestly, what you're here to do is you're here to play the lottery. And that's what Path of Exile really is. It's a giant slot machine. We'll talk about that next episode, actually, because it is actually 50 minutes into this episode. Once again, for gear, real quick, try and get life, try and get resistances. After that, make sure you get move speed on your boots, get some damage on your weapons. After that, just go buck wild on all your other pieces of gear. It's fine. What items should I pick up? Try to pick up that's an OP build. What was I? What was I saying? Life, resistances. Get HP. Make sure that you get HP on your tree. Don't take too many stat nodes, which I am going to do, and I'm gonna break my own rule, but I kind of need to in order to get over here. Plan around big passive, nodes. So for example, I'm planning around Ancestral Bond, so I want to get there as soon as possible. I'm gonna get Iron Grip as well, probably, not too sure yet. So plan around that, and then build a character on that. If you really don't know what you're doing, go online, look for a guide, leave a comment on this video, and I'll reply to you when I can. And yeah, that's the end of this episode. I hope all of you are enjoying Bleach League. Bleach League. It's not Bleach. I keep saying Bleach. Bleach League. I hope you all are enjoying it. I've been enjoying it so far. I'm excited to play more. Hearing that my character's OP kind of makes me more excited as well. Although honestly, I've never seen a Chieftain Siege Ballista build, so that's okay. But yeah. Looking forward to it. End of this episode. I'm gonna go do some theory crafting, and then I'm gonna come back and record another episode. But that's it for today. We'll probably be releasing 2 episodes a day for the next week or two, since I probably will be playing a lot, and by a lot I mean like 2 hours a day versus 1 hour a day. But that's a lot for me. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel, especially since this is the first episode of the series. I hope to see you guys around in the future, but other than that, keep in touch, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.